James Creedon, who knows, he might help with the Lego construction. How you doing?
Depends on how big the Lego bricks are.
You're here to tell me about Cannes
I am
and
indeed.
how the French media is reacting.
You can't escape it. It's down the south of France.
And
but
nor should you. It's a great event.
That's right. It is everywhere. And of course, overshadowed by the anti-terror measures this year. A lot of the headlines have been talking about that. But with enough star wattage to forget the grim anti-terror measures, says AP in this article here. And then elsewhere in AP, you always get the photo retrospectives, you see, this year. That is Ingrid Bergman.
Ingrid Bergman, yeah.
You've got Kim Novak and Cary Grant. You've got Sophia Loren. You've got basically all of the... It's been an event since... what was it? 1946.
It's the 69th, this one, isn't it?
That's right. But this cartoon, what would you say, retrospective of, because you even have the cartoon retrospectives, reminds us that actually the very first Cannes Film Festival was meant to be in 1939. It was all ready to go, the inaugural festival, and then what happened? Hitler invaded Poland, and they were like, well, we should probably shelve the film festival for another few years. So indeed, and it says that it was really from the 80s onwards that it became the premier cinema event in the world. And of course, it had various different phases over the years. Pretty interesting. So what else do we have? I mean, if you type hashtag Cannes into Twitter, you're getting a lot of this stuff, this sort of historical retrospective photos. Akira Kurosawa chilling at the festival in 1990. What else do we have? We have David Lynch and Naomi Watts in 2001. And then for the fashionistas, for the people who love fashion or whatever, oh no, that's not, we'll get to him. Arnold Schwarzenegger, you've got Diana Dors, etc. For the people who are sick of all of that, because you've got of course, massive amount of watching of who's wearing what as well. Take Ken Loach's advice, his guide to surviving Cannes. So I'm not sure he's a big fan of the glitz. And he says, find a quiet bar that shows some football.
He directed one of my favourite all-time films, The Golden Vision. You've never heard of it. It's about Everton Football Club and its relationship with its fans. He directed it. It's a fantastic piece of film, documentary, excellent stuff.
He's brilliant. The Wind That Shakes the Barley, a personal favourite of mine, because it's...
Kess as well, another movie that captures the age.
That won the Palme d'Or, so he's won the Palme d'Or. In any case, what else is there to say on Cannes? Well, some silly stuff first. Can't Stop the Feeling, Justin Timberlake. You've even got the frivolous stuff too. That's a reference to one of his songs, Can't Stop the Feeling. He's very happy with that one. And he will be singing that at the Eurovision on Saturday. So this is a guy who is down in Cannes, and who's going to be going to Stockholm on Saturday. I think he's having a little bit too much fun for himself.
He's on air miles, must be.
What else do we have? The criticisms, because there is some of that as well. Not enough female directors, says Le Monde. They've done some fact checking, and they've found that I think only one female director won the Palme d'Or, Jane Campion, in 1993.
So cinema reflecting the everyday general sexism of many aspects of life.
That's right, and not just
Sadly.
not just the sexism, but I suppose a little bit too white-centric as well, as other critics would say. And but those criticisms are not as widespread as they were around the time of the Oscars. I seem to have lost that. There it is in the LA Times. You'll remember the hashtag Oscars so white.
So white.
It totally overtook the build-up to the Oscar ceremony. So none of that with Cannes, but some criticisms as well of perhaps a little bit too male white sort of centric. Anyway,
okay.
Hopefully it'll improve in coming years.
Woody Allen, the big star there, of course, he's under pressure after accusations dating back to the early 90s brought out again by a member of his family about sexually abusing his adopted daughter. He's denying that. We've dealt with it in the news.
That's right.
Let's talk about another issue, James. Jean-Marie Le Pen.
That's right.
Very well-known far-right politician here in France, and a photo of himself with the Reverend Jesse Jackson.
That's right. So he's in the doghouse at the moment in the National Front party that he basically founded. His daughter
booted him out, yeah.
That's right. His daughter is now the leader, and he's kind of basically been kicked out. And he took a photo of himself, or somebody took a photo of him with the Reverend Jesse Jackson, civil rights activist. There he is. That's Jesse Jackson in the foreground, Jean-Marie Le Pen in the background. And that's a note from Jesse Jackson to Jean-Marie Le Pen and his wife saying, keep hope alive. Now, I'm not sure most people would think Jean-Marie Le Pen is the symbol of hope in the world.
Jesse Jackson know who he was writing that note for? That's the question,
Well,
isn't it?
he's answered that question on Twitter. He said, did not know you were coming to dinner, never met you before, do not share your beliefs.
I'm glad he's cleared that one up.
Well, Jean-Marie Le Pen posted a photo of him sitting next to him, so I mean, there was some confusion there. And Christian Taubira, former Justice Minister, said, this is pathetic. He's trying to kind of latch himself onto hanging off the coattails of Jesse Jackson. Anyway.
Christian Taubira, she gets my vote every time. Great character, great politician, woman of real principle. James,
Thanks,
you
Mark.
are too, sir. Thank you very much.